Hi, my name is Monika Kuffer from ITC University of Twente. I will talk about the potential of Earth observation for the urban SDG and the new urban agenda, in particular highlighting the role of Earth observation to fill data gaps. Taking the example of the SDG 11.1 indicator on slums, informal settlements, inadequate housing, we see that data are typically reported at national level, however, are not available at the local scale. Existing data are highly uncertain and have large data gaps. Taking the example of India, we see a decline of the slum population, while also an increase of the urban population. However, such data are very uncertain. Taking the example of the city of Bangalore in India, where we had worked on, we see that a large part of the slums which existed and which we found using Earth observation systems and confirmed from ground survey are not officially recognized and reported. In these cities, large parts of the unreported slums are temporary slums which are very dynamic across the city. The role of Earth observation to support urban policies. We see that Earth observation has a large potential to fill this data gap, having the capability of showing temporal dynamics, as an example. However, what is still on development and needs to develop and to promote the broader use of Earth observation system is the availability of open source in terms of data, in terms of models. That's something which we are presently working on with a focus of sub-Saharan African cities. In this context, we also fill another existing data gap, which has to do with the understanding and assessment of local user needs and data requirement, ranging from a global to a national and to a local level, where we see at the local level, communities, NGOs, and local authorities being key to understand local data requirements. The challenges and innovation of Earth observation has to do that we need to make data better accessible, in particular to local user groups, being able to access models, but also providing local user support. Data need to be available at scale, meaning that data need to be available at a scale users are requiring them. For example, at city level, at the level of urban regions. Data need to be transferable and methods need to be developed in a way that they are transferable across cities, across countries, across continents. We need to better understand via use cases the user requirements and promote within user groups the use of Earth observation-based data. Taking the example of the understanding of, for example, of environmental conditions, like the example of local urban heat islands, which are particularly impact poor urban communities. Understanding the potential of Earth observation has to do and to start at the local level with an identification of existing data gaps. This can be data gaps on the urban morphology, on land cover, on land use, and environmental condition. Showing here the example of the city of Kampala in Uganda, we see a stark decline of open spaces, in particular of green open spaces within the city. However, data are often available, but local users are not aware of the availability of data. There are a large number of data repositories which could provide urban data needs. As an example, an emergent data repository on information on deprived urban areas, slums, informal settlements, which is under development. Some final thoughts on the potential of Earth observation to support the urban SDG and new urban agenda. First of all, we need to better understand user needs by developing use cases, developing a platform of exchange of experiences between users. We need to ease data access, data sharing, and the co-creation of knowledge. On the development of Earth observation methods, they need to be at scale of the users and user requirements. We need to develop transferable methods, need to provide access to data, not only to image data, but also to ground in situ data. On a practical use case level, we need to account and provide guidance and document data accuracy, providing timely data, but also acknowledging and taking account of data privacy and ethics. In this way, we can support an optimal use of Earth observation data and systems at local level for better supporting the use of Earth observation data for local policy making. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.